Hey y'all, it's Gabe again. So here's the second video of the day, and what I'm going to talk about is the peaceful warrior and the theme of integrating the spiritual with the physical world. And this has been something that's just been on my mind for so many years because, you think the spiritual is just, you go to India and you meditate and that's it. That's it. You're just around Indian people. You meditate, you go to the Himalayas, you meet a few yogis, you meet a few gurus and masters, you meditate with them, you meditate by yourself, and that's pretty much it. And this vibration that I am going into in my own individual experience is one where I can integrate whatever I want. I can integrate a spiritual life with a physical, supposedly secular and physical life. And the reason why this is so important is because I want both. I want both. And there's just been something about the only medium that has struck a chord with me as far as integrating the spiritual and the physical life has been the movie The Peaceful Warrior, with the big star Nick Nolte in it, and it's such a powerful movie. The first time I saw that movie was, I want to say 2007. I saw that maybe about 6 years ago. First time I saw that movie, 6 years ago. And that movie, I've watched it several times since then. Always got something different from it. It's kind of like The Matrix. Uh, and this time I felt the intuitive pull to watch this movie. That this movie was going to really help me see, see that integration, because I knew that was the theme. There was the integration. And for those of you who have not seen the movie, I'm about to spoil it for you in a big way. So just stop this video. I'm just going to spoil it for you as far as the general story. I have to tell you what happens in general, but I can't tell you, every little specific thing. But with this movie is about a young man who's a gymnast, and he's very egotistical, very arrogant, but he can't sleep at night. And he's a college student, and he can't sleep at night. So one day he visits this gas station, or one night he visits this gas station and meets this gas attendant who's pretty who's a little eccentric. He's quiet, he's warm, and but he's a little eccentric. And this young man just randomly sees this. He's talking to the gas attendant as he's walking away. He's met him, he got whatever he needed, and he's walking away. And he's talking to him, and then they stop talking, and the gymnast is in front of the gas attendant walking away, so he doesn't even see him behind him. And so it gets quiet, and then he's like, it got quiet, and then he turns around, and the gas attendant is gone, at least on that plane of reality. And the gymnast looks up, and the gas attendant is on top of the gas station, on top of the building, just like almost like magic. And so this totally throws him for a loop, and he just becomes obsessed with trying to figure out how he made that jump because he's a gymnast. And so throughout this process, he finds out that the gas attendant is not what he seems, and he has a lot more wisdom than he looks, and basically ends up training this young man to become not just to become a better gymnast at first, it feels like, or it looks like, but ultimately a better human being. And what happens in the midst of that is the young man, the gymnast, the college student, he injures himself where he can't do gymnastics anymore. And so he just kind of lives a regular life. He's depressed at first, of course, because that's pretty much the thing that he was meant to do in his mind and in his heart. And he lives a regular life at first, and then a few months go by, and he learns a lot of spiritual lessons because this has forced him to slow down. And then finally, once he's learned all those lessons, he surrenders completely to the gas attendant who's training him, who's his guru, And he says, I will do whatever you think I should do. And the gas attendant says, I think you should start training to be a gymnast again. Go back into gymnastics. And the and he the college student, or his name is Dan, so I'll just call him Dan. He's like, are you serious? I just messed up my leg. I can't do this, you know? And the gas attendant says, whom Dan calls Socrates, he says, you have to find the love in what you do. That's what you do. There's love there. I'm not saying exactly what he said. I'm paraphrasing. He's like, there's love in what you do, so you need to do what you love. And he says, throw out all the bullshit about winning a medal or qualifying, or it's just you and your love for the thing that you do. You need to experience that. You need to go back into that. And that's the part that really fucked me up when I first saw the movie, because you thought it was just, I thought it was just going to be, okay, you know, he's done with that, he's done with being a gymnast, he's about to approach the spiritual life completely, right? And what happened was he ended up going back into gymnastics, which was really interesting to me. It's like, why would he go back? It's like he's on the spiritual path now. He needs to just kind of let that go and move on to this. But his guru told him to go back into gymnastics. And that totally messed me up, because that was the integration point of spirit and matter, of the physical life and the spiritual life. And so I watched this movie again, just finished watching this movie, and I finally realized that lesson that I got out of it was meant for me. Now, yes, anything that we perceive in the universe is meant for us. It's not meant for anyone else. But it just finally hit home after 6 fucking years that I can integrate exactly what I want to integrate, and I can do exactly what I want to do. But I just need to be a warrior. I need to be focused. I need to be determined. I need to be patient. I need to be resilient, yet unattached, completely committed to the moment, yet completely unattached to any result. And it's so funny, because it's like I lived like that before, or at least I thought I was living like that before, but I really wasn't, because I didn't know how to integrate. I didn't know how to take that lesson that was meant for me, which I didn't realize was meant for me. I didn't know how to integrate what I really enjoyed doing in the physical world with the spiritual world. I had no idea how to do it. You know, you're either trying to be enlightened or you're not. And it's like, well, it's, you know, life is a little bit more grand than that. You know, it's just what's important is doing what you love and being unattached to any outcome. Not chasing money, not going through this cycle of suffering because you're chasing money. Not going through this cycle of suffering because you want to qualify. Not going through the cycle of suffering because you want to be seen. It's like you're going through this process, this journey, because that's all there ever really is. Now, a lot of people are like, yeah, I know. You know, but it's once again, it's like Morpheus is my dude right now, because this mantra that he says in the Matrix is absolutely 100% important. There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. It's so true. It's like you can know all this stuff up here. You can even know it kind of a little bit in your gut. But until you actually step out on life and step out on yourself and take a risk on yourself, bet on yourself, you will never know what that means. You have to take a bet on yourself. You have to take a risk on yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And since basically last November, December, when Saturn went into Scorpio, Saturn's like, hey, what have you learned these last 29 years? And I was like, oh, snap. Now I'm like, it's like cramming for a cosmic test. That's basically what I've been doing. And it's like, I guess I cram really well because I don't like to study. But the whole thing is I'm secretly studying on I'm secretly studying life the whole time. I'm just not implementing everything that I'm studying, but I'm working on that. So anyway, it's 10. This is over 10 minutes long, and you guys are listening to me talk. And basically, you got the point. You got the gist. It's integrating both lives, the spirit, or integrating the spiritual world with the physical world, because they are indeed one. And finding so much joy in that, and just doing one, I get depressed. Just doing the other, I get frustrated and stressed out. So let's just, or I'm just integrating them. And if there's anything you need to integrate, any two things that you want to do that you always wanted to do your whole life, do it and see it being done. And just take a bet on yourself. Take a risk on yourself. And all that wisdom that you think you know is going to come to life. It's going to become alive for you. They're going to be real gurus for you, real masters for you, because now you're feeling it. Now you're experiencing it. So anyway, this is Gabe Gold Diamond, and this has been a long video. I hope you guys stuck with me to the end. Excelsior.